self saying all that. So yes, we have a couple more days of unit circle stuff, Thursday, Friday. Then we'll kind of switch to exam review if you're taking the exam. But when we come back, we will do more unit circle stuff. Let's take questions. Are there any questions from worksheet 1 of the unit circle? Or was it easy because all you're doing is just picking values off the unit circle? I think were there even... Oh, there was a couple of cotangents and cosecants where you had to flip some things. But that would have been... Everything else is just kind of reading it straight off the unit circle.
Could you do number 18?
Number 18. Cosecant. Cosecant pi over 4. So let's see, that's the flip of the sine of pi over 4. Now, initially maybe you write some of this stuff down. Since I'm still teaching it, I'm going to be writing a lot of stuff down. The further you go, I mean, this always happens in math, like the less steps you show, right? You don't need to show and write everything down, but I will for now. So the sine of pi over 4, let's see, that's the one in the middle. Everything in the middle is root 2 over 2, but then I need to flip that. So 2 over root 2, and then I need to fix that. So 2 root 2 over 2, which is just root 2. Now again, that's a lot of steps that I showed. The further you go, the less you'll show, the more comfortable you'll be. And you may get to the point where you look at cosecant pi over 4 and you think, oh, that's the flip of sine. Well, the sine's root 2 over 2, and if I flip that, I get root 2. And you really don't show anything. That's okay.
Could you do number 1?
Yes. Jason, do you have a question on this one? Or?
No.
Okay. Number 1, sine of pi over 6. I'm going to start switching to how I do these so that I don't have to, stare at the unit circle every time. I know where pi over 6 is. That's the shallow angle in the first quadrant. I know that sine is the y-coordinate. And in that triangle, the y-coordinate is the short side, and all the short sides are 1/2. That's how I think through them.
So if sine is the y-axis, then cosine is the, cosine is the x-axis?
Yep. X comma y, cosine comma sine. Adjacent comma opposite if you want to think back to SOHCAHTOA type words. And all three of those are alphabetical. That helps you keep them in order. A comes before O, X comes before Y, C comes before S.
Okay.
Do we need to do a tangent problem?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, I heard somebody say Y over X. So tangent of, let's don't do tangent of 45 because that's an easy one. Let's do tangent of not 45. Tangent of 30, like number 26. Tangent of 30. So 30 degrees, shallow angle. Tangent is y over x. So I look at my picture. Y is the short side. And my picture doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be right in terms of shallow, middle, or steep, because then I'll know what sides are short sides and what sides are long sides. So the y-coordinate is the short side, that's 1/2. The x-coordinate is the long side, that's root 3 over 2. After you've done a few of these, you'll figure out how to reduce that pretty quickly. But for now, I will kind of slow down and take the time to keep it, change it, flip it. I get 1 over square root of 3. And then when I fix that, I get root 3 over 3. One of the little shortcuts of tangent and cotangent is that because all of those fractions are over 2, like all of the denominators on the unit circle are over 2, it's always going to work where you can cancel the 2's and just go with the numerators. Again, if you're not sure about that, then slow down and keep it change and flip it. Any others from the worksheet? So we did a cosecant, we did a sine, we did a tangent, which means we've done a flip and we've done a tangent. That's the two things I definitely wanted to see.
Could you do a cosecant, but one that's like pi over 3, like 15?
Cosecant pi over 3. Okay, pi over 3, that's the steep angle in the first quadrant. Cosecant is the flip of sine. Sine is the y-coordinate. Like again, I don't write all this down, but this is my brain process here. Sine's the y-coordinate. The y-coordinate is the long side. The long side is root 3 over 2. But I need to flip it. So 2 over root 3. And then fix it to root 3 over 3.
Okay.
So it's a lot of little bitty steps. So again, initially show some of them until your brain is, the muscle memory of what you're doing. Some of you will get to the point where you'll do that one completely in your head. But even if it's in your head, you still will do all of those steps. You'll just be thinking of them. Need the sine, flip it over, fix it, okay, 2 root 3 over 3. Most of you do not need to be doing all of that in your head yet anyway. You may not need to show all the steps that I showed, but your brain is thinking through all of those things.